So, welcome friends. Today's topic is about how to draw an object in perspective with using the measurement points. Okay, I hope you have seen my previous three videos on the subject. So, you'll understand what is the horizon, what is the vanishing point, where is the viewer, what is a parallel perspective, and so on. A bit difficult. I have instead of drawing everything in front of you, I have made this topic ready so that when you see my previous videos and if you have practiced them, then you will be able to see them and use a parallel perspective. I'll explain you a few points here. Okay. So this is a vanishing point. Okay, from where I mean the object. Yeah, I hope you people have understood what is the vanishing point, what is the horizon. So this is the horizon. Okay, the viewer is here is what I have taken, and it is midway between this center object. Okay, and say when this object moves in this direction, how it will look, on when it moves in this direction, how it will look. But then see, in my previous topics, I have not covered as to how much is this. I mean, how to calculate this distance. Okay, so here in by using the method called measurement point, is what I want to explain you is suppose when we see object that okay, and say when we see from top, you will see a square like this. Okay, this will be the front view that is here. Equal, you will find that this will be all equal. I mean, all the sides will be equal. Okay, and this is called as the first angle projection. Okay, first angle projection. Okay, in first angle projection, you will find the front view here in the first, the third, and this is the fourth quadrant. So you'll find below the front view will be the top view, and on the side will be the side view. That is on the right side. Okay, there is called something called third angle projection also, where the front view is in the third quadrant here. Okay, and then you'll get a top view here and a side view here. Okay, so let's not go about confusing that. If you want, I can cover those topics separately also. But at present, you understand that this is a cuboid. That means all sides are equal, and that is how we have made this. Okay, so see the in the front view, you'll see this as a square. Okay, that is the front, this way, say front view. Okay, now this will be the top view of that. Okay, so how do we go about drawing the top view? So what has to be done is, suppose the viewer is here. Okay, so the right opposite, when we plot the viewer, right opposite on the horizon, in parallel perspective, it will be the principal point. It is called a peaking point method. Is from that point like this, from the viewer, project the viewer on both sides of the horizon on project the viewer like this, okay, on the horizon. So this becomes first measurement point. This is the second measurement point. Okay. Now how does this measurement point help us? Okay. So what is done is, suppose this is the base. This is the base of the object. Okay. So what we do is, first we see here how much is the, so this is the side view, so this is the side view, so how much is this much. So on this straight line we plot side view. Okay, so how much is this? Okay, so this we plot it exactly what it is. Okay, now with respect to the measurement point which we have plotted, like we have taken the viewer on the horizon, so that becomes the measurement point with the vanishing point, and in this case not the vanishing point, the principal point, which is more important. The vanishing point and principal point in parallel perspective happens to be the same. So we take this arc, project it here. Okay, now from there, when we cross, when we get this length, we join this. So wherever the base line, when it is going towards the perspective, towards the vanishing point, when we join these two lines, we get an intersection of points. So when we raise a vertical, so this is what will be the length which you will see in perspective. Okay, as per the vanishing point. Okay, in angular perspective, it will be little different. We'll cover that in the angular perspective part. Okay, so now this becomes a measurement point of this size. So this is what will be the size which will be obtained. So first step, from the measurement point, we join this line which is this length, this length. So when we join that, and when we join this, so wherever the intersection we get, we raise a standing line. So this is a standing line, this is a standing line. And then when we join this, similarly, when we join from here to here, when we make a parallel line to this, because this is parallel correctly. Okay, so we make a straight line, so we get this particular shape. Okay, and we get this particular shape. So this is what will be the true size in perspective. Okay, though in your elementary intermediate grade exams you won't be using these particular aspects, but then suppose if you want to draw something on your own where you have to plot some buildings or some structures, so how much will be that is what, especially in the architecture part and all that, you will definitely need this. Okay, so this is what will be the true length of perspective which will be seen. Okay, now let us see as to what will happen here. Same thing is we plot the point here as what is this size, and with respect to this measurement point and this line, now match with this. Okay, so that is how you'll get this line and this line. Okay, now what about this? Okay, so it is again the calculation is the same. Okay, so when I'm say measuring this line till here like this, and when with respect to the measurement point like this, okay, it goes and meets here, and say this line goes and meets here, so you'll get those intersection points basically. Okay, so this is how we can draw this object and this object in perspective by using a measurement point method, m1 and m2. Okay, so this m1 will be for the left side and this m2 will be right side of this vanishing point or the viewer. Okay, so the viewer will see this one, this edge, both these faces. Understood. I have explained, I think, a good number of times as to how to go over drawing, but here we are covered as to how much with respect to the viewer, where the viewer, suppose the viewer is standing here, and so we project this line here. So with respect to this, when we see, so you will see maybe this line more bigger in size because the viewer is near to this. Okay, you will find this size maybe a little different because the viewer, if is going towards here. Okay, so how much? Now here I have taken equidistant. If you see these distance and this distance, they're equidistant. So suppose this is a light source here. Okay, so what has to be done is this video is the light source is there. So we take this line that is the top to top and bottom to bottom. So suppose I am taking this particular height. So from top to top, I'll get somewhere here, and from bottom to bottom, I'll get. So this length in shadow, with respect to this light, you'll get length like this. Okay. Similarly, when this you plot it with respect to this here, okay, and the bottom till here, you'll get a length like this. But then why do we obtain this shape? Okay, why it is not like this? Okay, why is this line coming? That is because the behind edge also will create some shadow. Okay, so similarly, okay, with respect to the light source and this point to base, will get it will join here. So this particular line will make a shadow, or it will create a shadow something of this length. Okay, so this length is this length, so you'll see a shadow something like this. So the point will be somewhere here, it will be meeting somewhere here, like this, somewhere here, of this length, so which I don't think we'll see it because it is behind. Okay, now similarly, if you see, this particular point has come this side. Okay, and not on the other. How do we get go about drawing these shadows? Okay, now what about the center object? Center object is the same. Okay, from top to top this way, then bottom to bottom this way, so it will meet here, so we will get, so the viewer also will be inside the shadow. Okay, so now let us see what should be the color of the shadow. So I think you have seen my video on color wheel. So in color wheel, the shadow. Okay. So suppose the ambient light is yellow orange. So there you'll find the shadow color will be opposite to that. Okay, that is dark violet. Okay, so that is how we'll get those colors. So see, I'm applying dark violet here, okay, like this, and you should, when you are painting shadows, you should give a direction to that as per the way. Just don't randomly paint it. Okay, and if you have seen till here, I have made exposed to this light at all. So probably this will be a little darker, and then we can just do a little bit of lightning because this will be much brighter here. And of course, you will not get this so sharp edges, a shadow thing like this. Okay, always remember the near the base, the shadow will be quite dark. Okay, and gradually when it goes away, it will become much lighter. Like the moment it goes away from the base, similarly, dark violet is basically more of blue and less of red. So I color like this, okay, and then on the sides you'll find uh, a little bit of diminishing color like this, because see, this side it is more exposed to light. This is in the shadows on this particular part, completely in the shadow. Okay, so like this. So let it be uh, little darker in color. Let us add some more color here at the base. Okay, add much darker color. And then have a little bit of light in there. So I hope you have understood this topic on how to paint, sorry, rather how to first of all draw, and then what, with respect to where the light source is, how to draw the shadows. I mean, what should be the length of the shadows? If you see, they look some very perfect and nice shadows. So here, what I have taken is the ambient light. That's why yellow orange. Okay, so when we do this, okay, so this is how we go about plotting the shadow in perspective. And say with this also here. the edge. You will not see very fine edges. The edges will be much softer. Okay, so it's full. See, if you see the way I'm painting, it is painting. It's a. I hope you understood this topic, and if you feel that there are any questions, you can always